Greetings, how you doing? This is Coach Fleischer, and today we're going to be talking about types of contractions. This will be a pretty short presentation, to be quite honest. We're not going to delve too far into it. I just want you to understand the basics of the three main types of contractions. Just so you know, the check for learning, I'll be whipping that up and putting it up later on this week, and that will then mark the end of Module 1, meaning we'll be out of the red and we'll be moving on to the orange. You ready, guys? Let's jump into a one-slide presentation. When you look at concentric, eccentric, and isometric, right? And I broke this out in black and white, or kind of whatever this dark purple color is. It might even be black, but I did it deliberately, okay? And I did it deliberately because when we look at concentric, eccentric, and isometric, they are three different types of contraction. That is true. But with concentric, the muscle shortens under the load, and eccentric, the muscle lengthens under the load. And with these two, you can think of a bicep curl, like we've seen in the previous video, in the previous slides in the video. When a person does a bicep curl and they bring the weight up, they're contracting the muscle, they're closing the elbow joint. That is a concentric contraction. As they lower the weight in a controlled manner, the muscle is elongating in the bicep curl. So if we go back to our flexion extension, if you're standing there, if you're standing with your arms hanging down to the floor and you go into elbow flexion, you are contracting the bicep, you're closing the elbow joint. That is concentric. If somebody were to come along and add a ton of weight to the bar, and you were to slowly let the bar come down and not just like gravity pull you down to the floor, pull your bar down to the floor, that muscle is now elongating. You're going into elbow extension, right? And that would be referred to as eccentric loading. The difference you have with isometric over here in this, iso, same, metric, meter. So think of it like that. You have the muscle contracting, but there is no movement. So if you reach a point in that bicep curl where you're contracting, relaxing, concentric, eccentric, or flexion, extension, and there's a point where you can neither flex nor extend, and you're working against gravity and you're holding that weight up at 90 degrees at elbow flexion, and the bar is just not moving at all, that's isometric. And that's the difference, right? And I want you to kind of break that out and think of this in terms of, okay, concentric, eccentric is with movement, isometric is without movement. So ways to get through this, and believe me, you can get through grad school with this, is just think of a bicep curl and go concentric closing, concentric contracting, eccentric elongating, eccentric extension, specific to a bicep curl. And that should be enough of a mnemonic to help you out. And then with iso is same, isolateral, isometric, you have the same. In this case, isometric, meaning same. Now in my head, I look at it and go same meter, metric, and it just worked for me when I was trying to get through school. Got it? Get it? Good. My friends, have a great one. Catch you in the next presentation.